so. And in which case, like, if you could take away more of those off-laners, like, who knows what's left in the hero pool of complexity.
That answers that question.
They did hesitate, though.
Same band.
They thought about it.
Yeah.
They're like, could we face off against the famous Lestrat?
Now remember,
No.
EHOME also have first pick this time.
Quick, guys!
So leaning over, are you crazy? The captain's chair.
They left bat.
So Complexity banned Warlock, though. This is going to be one of the second game where we will not see a Warlock pick first.
Yes.
See, now
And this is
EHOME...
actually the first series, I think it's the first game that we haven't had a Warlock.
Oh,
Dare I say.
my God! It's incredible! There's no Warlock!
It's
Oh, no.
interesting because obviously if teams are not like it's getting first pick, but it's not getting banned, teams like think they know how to deal with it, and we've seen, well, not really. Last game they kind of worked. Blinding Light was sick versus him, but even then he still
the Rum
played
as
well.
well as Cat
yeah,
Point
Rum.
too.
Well, they don't take the bat, but they grab possibly one of the best counters to the Bat Rider first with the Nyx Assassin.
And that
getting
was
banned,
that was
the
the
other ban
replace
last
swamp
time.
too. So
It was banned in, both games, Drow Nyx.
There we see Swindle.
They also run a support Nyx Assassin, which I can't say I'm a big fan of.
I'm fine
Without
as
a
long
setup
as you have
stun.
yeah, as long as you like a shadow
I think they ran Lich with it. I was just like, huh?
That sounds like some
It's like, alright, Nyx Assassin, go off as a support and try and hit your own stuns.
You see Complexity right now, Swindle smiling, having fun. That's what you need going into a game 3. You got to be calm, chill, just focused on the family.
In between the games, I went into the salle de bain, as they call them in Quebec. And Cancel was in there, the washroom. And Cancel was in there.
It's called a bathroom.
And we walked past each other, and we didn't say any words.
Was there a moment
No, there was no moments.
where you two met eyes?
No,
That was
and
probably
it's
the
actually
worst
absolutely
story
nothing.
I've ever heard. One
you
time
saw
I walked
Cancel.
into a bathroom and there was another
You know
dude.
how many bad
Holy
panel stories
Christ.
have come out of that man right there, and he's telling you
That was
you
a
made the
terrible
worst
story,
panel story
dude.
ever.
Where was the payday?
Yeah,
on
what
that
if you
one?
just said you walked into the handicap bathroom?
Were you trying to say that he was super focused?
No.
Wait, what was the moral of the
What
story?
happened?
One time I walked into a bathroom and I saw Cancel. Cool.
Dang.
Oh, boy, that's a dank tale.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey!
they do the same thing last time.
But again, they thought about it. They
Yeah.
thought twice.
Good
It's
thinking.
just too good.
Good thinking, guys. Well, is this a trap though? Because people pick Nyx to counter the Bat Rider, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
But Bat Rider's still an extremely good hero, even without it. I mean, with Nyx in it, I mean, obviously Spike Carapace, great versus him, but
yeah.
Adds
laning
value to
phase,
the
he's still
support
great.
mix.
He's still really good in the laning phase.
I feel like this was a bait, boys. I feel like they first picked Nyx and we're like, do it, Complexity. Do it. I'm gonna buy Blink Dagger, Max, the Spike Carapace, and every time I see flames, I'm gonna jump in them.
Yeah,
Like I'm
I mean,
a
Yeah.
and then,
that's what that is the
Swindles
plan.
looked them straight in the eye and slowly put his foot down into that bear trap, unflinching.
Let's do it. I don't care.
Easy.
Sure, Complexity never saw that curveball coming, Slacks.
Hey, man.
Let's
See, I mean, these guys look a little. They're like, oh Jesus. Are
Well, now
they taking us up on our offer here? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
we still have the question of like, I guess it could be the support, but
Golly gee.
Oh!
Oh, golly, they
I quit. You win.
You called our bluff, GG.
Eon's taking a lot of time here.
All right.
They're really thinking about it.
This
I
is
mean-
a classic.
Oh.
the tough question had to be, do you go the Oracle? I mean, it's one of the best heroes up against both Bat Rider and Kunkka, not only for
Yeah.
the laning stage, but just for like that longer time to go for like the catch of the Kunkka with the X and whatnot, throw a Fate Edict on your buddy, throw a False Promise.
Yeah, I think the Oracle makes a lot of sense here, but the Rubik, classic for EHOME, it's a Lanham special. I think Rubik against Kunkka in particular, stealing boat can really swing fights.
Oh, yeah.
Also good to have against Bat Rider,
And the
Hellfield, and
X.
whatnot.
Oh.
And
It
the
sets
X.
up the Nyx Assassin as well.
Yeah, very true.
Telekinesis.
Interesting.
And it's an instant reaction spell, which is good versus Bat Rider.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You don't want that
Get that
dirty
bitch
turret
on 'em.
though. You get a turret, and you're like, oh boy.
Torrent?
What's wrong with Torrent?
You telekinesis in Torrent.
No, I just thought he
Set
said.
yourself
I thought he
up.
said turret.
No, I said torrent.
You need to enunciate.
Why would I say turret? That's a machine made by man. Anyway.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
Slark third ban here for EHOME.
Slark.
Jug third ban for Complexity. A lot of cores getting taken out here, Slacky.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you gotta be scared of the cores when you're facing off against this team. Those two cores players, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
Which ones are those again?
Well, you know, it's Moo!
The old one. Oh, those guys. Alright. So, carries up against the Bat Rider. Well, EHOME banned with the Slark. Again, man, they really don't want to play against that hero. And, Complexity will take care of
Both
the
teams
jug.
are really thinking about this. This is the longest first pick phase we've seen in a long time.
Do you think that the Slark ban comes back to Complexity when they had Justin? And they're just like, they ran a
didn't
lot
know,
of
they're like,
Slark.
oh, wow.
Yeah, maybe they don't.
It's an interesting thought, actually.
I'm just
I wonder
wondering if
that
they
too, I
if
don't
they
know.
realize that it's like
I know Moop
it was
plays
a
but
Justin
not-
hero, not necessarily a Complexity hero.
Yeah.
They could. It could be a trap.
Does Complexity play
Moose is
Nake's
like, I don't
much?
even play that hero. I don't even know how.
Life
Yeah.
Stealer for Complexity? Is that in their arsenal? You got a
That's
Bat
one of
Rider?
the like
Yeah, I'm sure
easiest
Moop
heroes
play
to
that.
play, so
Yeah.
you would hope.
Oh, we just haven't seen it.
Yeah, we
much
just haven't
this
seen
series,
it.
so it could be a good carry here.
Look at
for
that.
Brawl.
AM with 6 slotted and lost. What are the stats on that?
Oh, well, Mott packs.
Mopax?
Mopax?
Mott packs and stats.
I don't know.
Mod pack?
He'll get
Mod
back to
pack?
us, I think.
I believe it is
yeah.
a 3% chance of losing with a 6-slotted AM in the last 4 games.
They defeated the odds.
Great.
Luna, 4th ban on Complexity here, and
Oh.
Keeper of the Light, the
Smart.
4th now for EHOME.
He actually did. He's just one of those heroes, just like blinding light and it just changes the fight.
Hey, the Life Stealer, there we go.
There is. That's another one
Ziori,
removed
you want
now,
to
too.
swap spots?
Whoa, hello. Promotion.
Put you two on the same couch.
Gee, golly, what a great panel that would be.
Back to you, Slacks.
Back to you, Grant, after you. All right.
Oh,
So-
well-rounded stuff for Cole.
That's like the last big core up against the bat, right? I mean, the Legion Commander's still there. That's a pretty big question mark right now.
Sure.
Could run her in the position 1 role. Seen it a couple times. It would more than likely just be old chicken up there too again versus the Bat Rider if they want to go into that sort of scenario. But like Rubik and Legion Commander can easily handle like a Monkey's Bat Rider in the off lane if they don't want to go aggro.
And you guys
again.
said for EHOME, they almost always do 4-position nicks. It's not going to be a core. Or a
Well,
variant.
No,
they
it's-
have.
They have. It's usually the off lane, I do believe.
Oh, it's usually the off lane. Okay.
I think I like Weaver in this game for EHOME. It picks up a Lingens, it's pretty effective versus Bat, Kunkka, and then it's a great hero versus Life Stealer.
Clap! Oh my
Clap.
God! Now continue your thought though. Why is he good here? Just-
Well, I
well,
did finish my thought.
Well, you know,
Slacks.
we interrupted you with a little
Alright,
clap.
so the Lincolns is really good versus Kunkka and Bat Rider, right? Big time initiators, and it's a natural build up for the Weaver. He built a Desolator. He's like the arch nemesis of Lifestealer way back in the day. Like this is the hero that you ran versus Lifestealer because you're just a super mobile carry that outputs a lot of physical damage, that stays ahead of the Lifestealer all the time, abuses him with minus armor, both through Swarm as well as the Desolator pickup. It's like, it's always been the counter to this guy. That and like maybe, like the newer counter is like PA, just because you can jump onto him through Rage.
See, I learned a lot. Don't sell yourself short, capitalist.
Thanks.
You're a great analyst.
Thanks, Slacky.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ogre McGee, 4th pick for Complexity.
High armor.
Do you think
can run
they're-
at you?
Do you think they're considering that mid Kunkka?
Seconds remaining.
I would have to say, yeah. I think
They're
they're
definitely considering it. Yeah.
Who wouldn't when you have a guy as good as Cancel on your team?
Who wouldn't indeed?
Who wouldn't?
But I don't think you want to do that versus Nyx
Well, no.
Assassin.
That's why you consider it and you not do it. They're not idiots, for God's sake. And they're going to consider it. I consider it.
I just want to see Cancel do the big dataless swing. Spike Carapace back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Oh.
Timbersaw.
Well,
More mobility.
Yep. And we're seeing it picked up a lot as kind of a way to deal with all these strength heroes that are kind of in the meta right now. We saw a very good match yesterday with that Timbersaw niche pick.
Dude, that was like
Woo!
5 strength heroes, 4 of which being melee. And this is semi-comparable. You got 3 melee heroes, 2 strength. Definitely a good Timbersaw game.
I think EHOME round this out with like a defensive support, something to give them a little bit of sustain to help out like that Weaver, the Timbersaw. We're already lacking a little bit of control over on the side of Complexity. I would say a Abaddon, to be honest. I think that would be a pretty badass hero here,
What
but not
happened to
exactly in the
Abaddon?
meta.
Like, is he really that bad right now?
I think
or-
it's just hard to lane.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
He needs levels.
Yeah.
Quite a few levels.
Yeah, he needs levels,
Yeah.
but he also doesn't scale real well.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's like
all right, I'm
counterintuitive.
all in on this
Yeah.
weird moment
He's
of
there
time.
to take out a stun pretty much with shields. So, like,
Yeah.
hey there.
There's
And
other
you-
heroes that do that and then offer a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
LC,
your
for
commander.
example,
or something.
Oracle. Yeah. And it's the range on a Photic Shield is so low, it's so unreliable to try to cleanse the Bat Lasso, it's really difficult.
It is dope with Weaver though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a classic combo. You put
Yeah, it is.
the
Well,
Photic
speaking of
Shield
which,
on,
the
dodge
Tree and
towers.
Protector perhaps.
Ooh.
We haven't
Against
got
Bat
to see
Rider?
him. Well, it's good with the Weaver. And the Timbersaw.
Against Kunkka? And Bat
Blocks
Rider?
out the
And
torrent,
Ignite?
the torrent damage.
So do you
Like
think
a
this is
levels.
mid Timbersaw versus Kunkka, and then the Nyx Assassin is off
Oh,
lane, so
they-
support is still open?
That's a Shadow Fiend band, so they think.
Whoa!
Complexities turn.
I mean, you were not off the mark there. It was still a support position that was left open, and you wanted an ability that holding ability that went through rage. So Black Hole and Ensnare both operate that same kind of space.
Yeah, and then the sustain too. There's not many position fours that can get you a mech that fast as well.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
5 seconds.
A hero that
remaining.
Complexity knows well. What will they pick to deal with it?
Will it be a mid Kunkka? Will it not?
Oh boy.
We don't know.
That is
I
the
don't know,
ultimate
man.
I mean,
question.
Kunkka mid would be faced up against Timbersaw, and it's going up against Nyx Assassin, Weaver. I personally think that I don't like the 4 position Kunkka with the
10
Ogre,
seconds
but I
remaining.
think you need to switch up and get a different mid.
There it is. Oh, the Kant's Invoker.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about signature heroes in terms of like going back towards that when we initially saw this Kunkka bat right now twice in a row. We're like, I mean, Kunkka cancel. You know, he's so good at it. Might as well get it early just to have that option. But once if you have final pick, I think you should always be willing to have that as your mid hero.
Yeah.
Like just when you see that matchup and you have someone like Cancel who we know can really dominate a game and take over, I think it's good to get him on one of his signature heroes.
All
in a
right.
nice matchup.
Final round of predictions. We're going to start on the other side this time. Cap, who's taking game 3?
Take your
I
time.
think this one's a pretty tough one, honestly.
We're not in a rush.
Yeah.
Please take your time. The game's not starting.
I'll take a little
will-
bit more time to
Purge
think
will
about
wait
this.
patiently.
All right, I'll go.
No, I'll take EHOME.
All right, I think the Enigma's actually going to have a little bit of a rough time if they can pressure in there with the Kunkka and the Ogre. So I'm a believer. I think Complexity can take it in 3.
Complexity!
Yep.
EHOME.
I'm actually going to go Complexity because Z-Freak, one of the best Enigma players in the world, he knows how that player thinks, and he's going to take that sucker out. Cha-ching!
Close one.
We'll see who's
What?
right.
Was I right?
Yeah, you did good.
Great!
Well done. So with that said, we'll hand it over to our casters,
Did I do
Annie
it,
and
guys?
Purge here for game number 3 of Complexity versus EHOME.
All right, thanks panel. Really excited to be casting this. A lot of people thought it would be a quick 2-0 sweep, but now even the panel thinking Complexity has enough life in them, enough fire to take this into a victory series. I'm Android, joined by Purge. What are you
Hello.
thinking so far?
I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I feel like EHOME's draft here is reminding me of their second game where they have pretty good damage, but it's not going to be super amazing. I like that they have a Timbersaw. Weaver's pretty good, and his Sylar, he's been playing amazing. But I'm worried about their late game damage output. But I could maybe say the same thing for Cole.
Nice ward there coming out of EHOME. They've got some vision here. 2 of their players still smoked up. They try to actually go for this here. Swindles.
They will.
The Ogre comes in. I mean, it's real tough to go against an Ogre, and you've already got Z-Freak with a fair amount of control in his level 1.
They want to lift, I think, Z-Freak or Cancel would be the best. Easiest heroes to kill. Can't be Lifestealer. They're just waiting to eat a tree with Rubik and go for the lift. I think they can do this.
Very similar to game number 2, and Complexity there did take first blood and 2 kills.
Alright, they gotta go soon because Cole's about to leave.
All right, they're really going for this. There they go. They're gonna eat through the trees. Looks like Moo gonna be who they're chasing after. They go for the lift, and it looks like he's gonna be able to get his rage off here. They're going for the body blocks. Are they gonna get it in time? Ogre tossing out some damage, but nice torrent by Z-Freak might keep Moo safe for now. And it looks like this gank is all but over. A couple more right clicks, tossed out onto the lifesteal. The bug doing some work here. Oh, he's trying to stop and get the buggy down, but the one more right click from Lanham secures first blood for EHOME. Really unfortunate for Complexity there.
I think he actually canceled one of his animations. I thought they would have had the bug killed, but he stopped his attack. And if it would have gone through, he would have gotten that last attack in. It would have taken way less damage from the bugs. And big skill usage there by Sylar. He didn't go for Sakuchi, instead guarantees lots of damage.
It's a very high risk, high reward there. You talked about the lifestealer not being the ideal target because of rage, but still ends up paying out for them in the end.
Yeah, they actually missed the Nyx stun, especially. They wanted to grab cancel. That was clear by the movements from the Rubik, but ooh, big snipe there. I believe that was Swindles picking that one up. Massive snipe. Lots of gold going for Cole at the start of the game.
And rest in peace there. Old Chicken gonna be the Timbersaw versus Invoker. What's that lane gonna look like?
Well, I think it's okay for Invoker just because he's got such far range. He can sit back and just ping away at Old Chicken. Look at all this alacrity damage as well. It's really doing a lot. And with Swindles there too, just magic damage to lower him. As he gets more and more reactive armor, it's going to be hard to harass him, but I think Cancel should be able to get more than enough last hits in this lane.
I mean, what kind of build do you want this Invoker to go for? Clearly he's prioritizing Wex Exort. Are you gonna see some Colossus picked up, or nah?
I mean, eventually, definitely. But in the lane, he's just going to go Forge Spirit most likely. Try to contribute Sun Strikes towards killing his opponents is going to be the big thing. It's a little difficult, though. Spiked Carabus on Nyx Assassin is the main one, but the rest of Cole does have some really good setups, so I could see Sunstrike being a big impact this game.
You know, like in the dire vision we have right now, we've got a really deep observer plopped into the Radiant Jungle like we already saw early on. Now Sylar,
They don't have stun, though.
Could be in some trouble there. He's going to get lifted up by the Torrent, and that's going to burn out this Kikuchi a fair amount of time, but he is able to get himself to a safe distance outside of the lane.
A little surprised they didn't have detection there, actually. If they had level 2 on Swindles and they had a sentry, Sylar actually dies there. So I kind of feel like Cole losing a good opportunity there.
Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever once again on his Batrider, this time against a Nyx Assassin. How's that going to be a different matchup?
He's got 8 last hits compared to the 7 of the Nyx. Nyx can last hit well, but he's not going to be nearly as competitive defensively.
Oh, wow. It looks like Complexity. They've just got their green light. They're going in. Going to deal with some more bugs tossed out. Looks like Swindle's actually getting really low. Sunstrike coming in. Not going to connect on any EHOME heroes. A little bit of mistiming there on the X.
It's really bad for Cole now.
And now they're just up completely in unfriendly territory. Z-Freak getting low. Styler, unfortunately, not having enough damage to kill the Kunkka, but Moo gonna have to rely pretty heavily on regen there, just gobbling up a salve and back to it.
It's been a long time since I saw Z-Freak mess up the next combo, but that one was pretty costly considering that they had already dove so hard. Swindles got the fast courier, but now he's definitely lacking in terms of impact. Picking up a fast level 2 could have helped Fire Blast, for example, killing the Weaver, but now that was a little overzealous, and he's got to get some value somewhere. He's gonna go try to sap some experience from Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, Enigma, again, potentially a secret weapon, just going to jungle up and come out of the jungle, pop some black holes. Is it going to be as impactful as the Tidehunter we saw in Game 1?
In some ways, yes, just because he's going to be able to get a ton of farm for himself. The black holes, I think, might work well, but might work bad. He's definitely going to have to get a BKB this game, just because it's very easy for Kunkka to interrupt the black holes. Orb of Venom as well on Swindles. Trying to do his best to delay things, but Enigma just shifts over to the large camp near the Secret Shop, much harder for Ogre to get there. And now Swindles is really having some issue accomplishing things. He's also going to accidentally cut the creep wave mid. No, he'll cancel that after all, but he's having some roam problems. It's pretty clear that he's semi-new to support. This playstyle is not quite suiting him perfectly, because he's definitely getting too far behind.
Yeah, he's still level 1 here, and he just wants to go in. He wants to be that rotator, just harassing and popping up all over the map, but I mean, he is just not really finding much. He'll hit his level 2 soon.
If he gets this rune, it'll be great. He does, actually. Nicely done.
Nice it to Old Chicken, and Old Chicken bottle sit for that. He really assumed he was going to get it, so now he has a somewhat empty bottle and not a whole lot of way to refill it in the next 2 minutes.
I mean, he is definitely being annoying now. This is pretty good for Swindles.
Bottom lane. Moo once again dealing with the bugs. This Weaver really locking down. It looks like Moo going to be going in. Some nice lifesteal onto Old Lanham, but not going to be enough to save his life. So unfortunately, Lifestealer goes down for a second time.
Yeah, this is really the big issue, I think, in what Cole's doing, is that Swindles needs to be bottom to get kills on the Weaver. They have the disables to do so, especially with the stun on Ogre, but he hasn't been there in a very long time. Honestly, if they just killed Weaver that one time, get Moo ahead a little bit, it could change so much.
TP back in, Moo trying to minimize the time he's out of wave and not farming, but Sylar, we saw it in game number 2, he just can get so big when you ignore him. Weaver is one of those heroes that benefits so much from free farm. He's going to come in at 25 minutes and just destroy you here now.
He's got a kill.
Yeah, that Spike Carapace is not going to be enough to stop it. Meanwhile, Weaver falls as well. Very nice work from Complexity. All of a sudden, just waking up and getting what they need to have a successful laning phase.
Yeah, they finally get a big kill on the Weaver. They have to punish him before he hits 6, because once he hits 6, they're going to be weak on damage. Like, Weaver's just so good against Lifestealer at almost all stages of the game, because open wounds isn't a huge threat, but the Kunkka provides him a lot of disable, and the Ogre can help out there too.
Down in the bottom lane, you've got Moo already feeling comfortable just going in underneath the tier 1 tower, bopping around and cancel. Could be in some trouble here. They've got the Rubik Lift available. They will go in. It seems like they've got the follow-up damage here. Nyx stun on the mark, and it looks like, there we go. Cancel killed off, and that's some nice damage coming in. Old Chicken picking up 221 gold.
So perfectly executed gank. They did have an Observer Ward up to spot rotations, but that was Nyx being invis. I think, unless he was smoking. No, he actually doesn't have his ultimate yet.
He walked in and hit a great impale.
Maybe he just didn't anticipate Rubik to approach from the left side, but it's nice of EHOME to approach the gank like that. One hero from every direction. The lift just guarantees the kill.
Some nice rotations in. Rubik having a pretty big impact. It's one of Lanham's comfort heroes, definitely. And, I mean, there are some good things to steal this game. Arguably not some crazy ultimates, but
it's there's some good stuff. Rage is a great spell to steal. You know, X or Torrent can be great. Lasso is good, but it's difficult. There's a lot of spammable abilities all the way across Cole. I think the Rubik game is decent, but not amazing.
Yeah, even just the null field is going to be great against the Invoker mid-game team fights.
Yeah, just resisting some magic can help. Definitely against Kunkka, very useful there, but I'm just not entirely sold that it'll be a great game. It's been playing well, though, that's for sure.
Has Moo adequately recovered here, getting a kill on the Weaver?
No, not yet. He's definitely going to get ganked in here.
There we go, Impale on the mark, and yeah, I mean, they're just making sure he doesn't get a chance to rage off, and yeah, he's going to be dead once again. Z-Freak with a torrent to try to stall things out, but it's not going to be in time to save his brother.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do there. He breaks the black hole, but it already gave them a couple seconds of black hole. That's all you really need to do to guarantee the kill on the Lifestealer. So, tough game for Cole now. The core that they needed to do damage is way behind.
Nyx and Ogre in a very dangerous dance. They're trying to figure out who's going for the stun first. Meanwhile, Old Chicken just initiating under tower. Z-Freak gets off the X here. That's going to be big if they can actually get it down, but Moo actually retreating here, not going full YOLO in. Garter does not have that black hole available, still on cooldown from the last fight. Can they go in for this? Monkeys is going to be going in, gets stunned up by the Carapace, and they are able to go in. They get the vision as well. Can they actually lock down Old Chicken? They get the lasso here. He's got no mana, and he's got no more life, so he will get killed.
Oh, another axe that's not done yet. Z-Freak's got mana now. Great.
Looks like there's going to be an Impale connecting onto two. Do they still have damage in the back line? Sylar coming in. He's doing a bunch of damage with the Swarm, and there's going to be a Flame Break coming in. Nyx burning low. Will he get out of this one alive? Looks like no, Nyx will end up falling, and so far Complexity only lose their Batrider.
Batrider surprisingly killing the Nyx there, but Sylar's getting so much done right now. This is terrible for Moo.
Moo cannot afford to go down here. He just keeps dying and will die again. That's going to be unfortunate for him. Z-Freak will be able to get out, but I mean, losing your Lifestealer there, that's going to be his, I believe, third death? Fourth?
Yeah, not good for him, that's for sure. And Sylar hasn't died nearly as many times. He's gotten way more output of damage in team fights. Sylar, again, looking to have a great game. Treads wand with a Lightstone to start things off for him. Who goes next? Lincoln's, I think, is very likely. Oh, he's got a Ring of Aquila. Great item on Weaver just because Juggernaut attacks twice. It's like a free crit.
Also just, it's good stats, good sustainability in terms of mana.
He actually does have vision of the Nyx Assassin here. We'll see it. He's trying to play it like he doesn't have vision, but I think Old Chicken may, or Old 11, sorry, may have noticed.
Yeah, Z-Freak's there on the Kunkka, just maybe trying to initiate with an X Torrent, but it's a little bit damage light on Complexity right now.
Symbol's playing pretty well now. He's cut off a lot of levels. This could be quite dangerous.
The Flame Break actually brings Sylar closer in. And now,
torrent mid.
Yep, and unfortunately not going to find that kill, and there's going to be Rubik stealing up the torrent for himself, so...
Pretty big mistake, actually, by Z-Freak. That's the second one he's missed now in this game. That one definitely was a lost kill. Oh, Nyx.
Oh, he actually hits the Impale, and Ogre is getting very, very low. Swindles now running for his life through the Carapace, and looks like Batrider is able to get off the lasso. They drag Nyx forward, but they do end up losing the Ogre. So a little bit more control going down. Nyx is going to be down there looking for Old Chicken as well. Burning pretty low now underneath that Firefly. Flame Break coming back in. The Timber Chain not going to be able to save his life. Meanwhile, Z-Freak will eat Sylar's bugs, and that's going to be a dead Kunkka. So 2 for 2 trade globally. Looks like Moo is looking for Garter. Garter does not have a black hole. Very low mana. Sunstrike coming in. A little bit of mispathing there, so not able to catch Garter. They're going to be popping out just a little bit of Malefice to hold him in, and Garter should be able to get away.
Yeah, they'd love to have that, obviously, but no open wounds just yet. Still pretty low level for him. No Orb of Venom either to guarantee the chase, so things are going pretty good for Cole here. I think that was overall great engagements. They are definitely punching the Timber Saw. We've seen him die many times this game, but there's still the elusive Weaver. He's throwing bugs on the fight, and it's really limiting what Cole can do.
Yeah, we don't usually see Weavers with this much emphasis on Swarm this early on. It's usually just getting that Geminate to make sure he farms effectively, to make sure he spams out as much damage as possible. And yeah, he takes some damage here, but Sylar is not too worried here. Just immediately hops into his ult and goes back to pushing in the tower.
Yeah, we didn't see the torrent. No deny there for Z-Freak. I think he was just trying to save mana. He didn't have the boat, so getting the kill on Sylar was tough anyways. He had boat, actually, which is actually pretty significant. He used boat when he died. If he had boat there, they actually killed the Weaver. Because he would have boat torrented plus Sunstrike, that could have been it.
Could he still have gotten off the time lapse, or?
Probably not. The boat stun is like 1.6, torrent's like around there too. I think it's like 1.5, can't remember. Pretty good ability. 1.6 stun on torrent, and boat is 1.4. Pretty close. So yeah, you can definitely kill a Weaver with that. It's a lot of magic damage with Sunstrike on top of it.
Alright, so let's compare Weaver to the Anti-Mage we saw last game, because both heroes played by Salary has a very unique play style of very, very disciplined farming, not getting too aggressive in team fights. What are the differences in the heroes? Is Weaver going to be fighting with his team more often, or?
Yeah, absolutely. He's much better at fighting early, just because of how impactful things like the bugs as well as Sukuchi are. But the problem is he doesn't farm as well as Am does, and he's not as good at slow pushing as well.
But they might be able to find some nice kills here and accelerate their Weaver right up. That's going to be a stolen torrent to actually keep Z-Freak locked down, so kills with his own water.
Now too. That's actually really dangerous, especially against heroes like Bat. He can also X cancel Lasso. That's massive at this point in the game.
Oh, Swindle's getting chased down by the bug, and they're looking for the impale. They will find on the Invoker here, so taking out a big chunk of complexity damage.
There's the X. That's going to give him another kill.
Oh man, they cannot afford this. Swindle's just really underleveled, really underfarmed, and is killed off once again. Enigma picking up the gold for that one.
Yeah, that was a huge catch. As soon as they saw the Invoker, I could hear all the players yelling, that's the kill they wanted. And it's a big one. They still want to try to lasso on Monkeys is still efficient, but
he may have gotten more than he bargained for here.
he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's really in trouble now. Flying back down to the low ground, but Timbersaw coming back in. One more hit from the Weaver. The Bug's gonna miss him out. They cannot lock down Monkeys, and now it looks like a move right to the heart of the fight. There's a solo black hole on Z-Freak, but looks like he's just fine there. Gonna take a fade bolt, but looks like he will be able to find a kill in the meantime. They're looking to turn this around though. Oh no, unfortunately they do lose Moo again, and Swindle's back in the fight. Goes Muzzle's up cancel, but is cancel gonna bring enough damage to the fight? Dropping the Meteor, not gonna catch out any of EHOME's heroes. In fact, another fade bolt coming in. Lanham wants to keep going aggressively onto this.
So EHOME is winning all these engagements fairly handily, but it's costing them time. I don't know if that matters too much because Cole shouldn't necessarily have a massive advantage in the late game, but they're not taking towers as easily as they were in the previous game after getting those kills because their building hitters are really almost entirely on Eidolons as well as the Weaver. Enigma in that fight actually did end up dying, so as long as Cole can eventually start taking some great fights, this will be great for them. They've got to get Blink on Bat, and they've got to get an armlet on Moo, because every time that Moo gets Black Hole, he's pretty much guaranteed dead.
Yeah, in that last fight we also saw Enigma use Black Hole onto just solo Kunkka.
Yep, yes, because he was about to die. It was a good move though, bought him some time there. So they're going to think about going on Z-Freak.
Should be a pretty easy pick if they want to go for it, but Old Chicken, I mean, he's not getting too crazy. Z-Freak walking around looking for,
Yeah, they need more help, I think. It's going to be close.
I think they're stormed up, but now with the damage of the Timbersaw, easy kill right there. They bring in Old Lanham as well if they needed another Fade Bolt to get him down.
That was perfectly done there by the Timbersaw. I like how he approached that.
Yeah, I mean, not getting too crazy, not letting Z-Freak know something's up.
Yep, and he also waited until he was closer to throw the chalk up since the speed is so low. He looked too far away, but getting closer with the chain helped a lot. So they lose their tower finally.
Sylar rejoining his team. There is going to be that Radiant Sentry Ward in the mid, so if the fight starts to happen, this Kuchi's not going to be as impactful.
It will. You're right. But I don't know if Cole can stop this. They're still missing so much damage on Lifestealer here. His damage impact is basically just Feast and right clicks and Infest, but normally you're expecting at least an armlet, and typically when Lifestealer gets this far behind, he just loses games. And this is the scary part. He actually can't stay out on a creep wave just because of the threat of Weaver +1. Because Weaver is such a good counter to Lifestealer. His base armor's not very high. His armlet's delayed. The bugs put him in a bad situation. Just a really not good place for a Lifestealer to be this game. He needs to have armlet. He should have armlet right now, but his net worth is so far back. He's third from the bottom. This is a really bad situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, with Lifestealer being so malnourished, it comes down to the Invoker to do a huge portion of the team fight damage. And is that too tall of an order, or can Cancel do it?
He can do it. It's going to take proper coordination between Sunstrikes and lassos and X combos and throwing meteors on top of that and big alacrities as well. That's another good thing they have going for them. But the farm levels of a lot of heroes on EHOME are high. The Timbersaw's mirroring where Invoker is, the Enigma's above the Batrider, and Lifestealer's still behind the Nyx, but they gotta win some big fights.
Yeah, it's looking like EHOME are just getting everything they need to start accelerating into the late game, and of course, as with game number 2, Sylar is just the secret weapon. He's getting so much here. He now gets some more tower gold to his name. The Weaver's really starting to stack up in terms of items, in terms of damage. And it's clear in these fights that EHOME have more discipline and more control over these engagements than Complexity.
Yeah, EHOME draws on the map. This is not our part of the map. We'll farm their jungle and push their towers. And Cole's going to try to do the same. They were hoping to find a Nyx looking for kills top, but he wasn't actually there. So they didn't get a kill into a tower. Instead, they're going to have to pressure this tower and maybe either escape or try to take this fight as well as they can.
They're just going to be TPing away while the rest of his team is looking for maybe some sort of escape. Z-Freak starts that boat, just going to be TPing back out, and there is going to be no black hole to break that up for now. Looks like Monkey's able to TP out as well, so Complexity.
Okay, they put a sentry down. Is he in the right spot? Okay, Cancel is going to be okay here. He's got a lot of time. That should be a Radiant Sentry, I believe. So, oh, they see it, they see it.
Oh, their little feetsies on the Nyx is tingling. They know someone's around, and there we go. They're just tossing out the chakrams. They will get that double kill.
Yeah, as soon as the buff got put on the Nyx Assassin, he knew he needed to ditch, but he actually would have been safer staying, I dare say, looking for a Duke path up there. They already blocked off the retreat, so. good try, but at least it staggers the deaths a little bit. That's helpful. They spent a lot of time waiting to try to find him, and then the rest of his team is able to respawn. So they're not able to really pressure that far off of it. As that fight started, Mu TP'd to the bot lane to push it out. He's gotten some farm here. The Radiance time, or the Armlet timing is really the important thing. He's about 300 away, unless we got a Helm right now.
And what happened between game number 2 and 3? It seems like either EHOME are coming back with a fire we haven't seen before, or Complexity are just kind of dissolving, because it seems like their coordination's a little bit off, their communication's a little bit off, and their cores just aren't finding what they need.
It's basically this game's very similar to game 1. The aggressive dual lane pressure that EHOME put out was really effective. That's the scary part. And as soon as he gets into danger, he has to rage TP.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no way you can keep your lifestealer safe, and he's so underfarmed. In terms of net worth, just look at that. He's going to be 5th from the bottom. He's just not having a good time.
It is advancing, and at least the Timbersaw's not having an amazing game. He got ganked enough or died enough in the early fights that he's slightly behind where he should be. The Weaver is still really scary though, but luckily Cole has a lot of good heroes to deal with that. Cancel's in trouble now. He's pretty fast though, the drum makes a big difference. And Blue to travel most likely his next pickup, but what he's just focused on is pushing the lanes out. Just by pressuring here, it guarantees that a gank doesn't happen. He throws spells down, pushes with Port Spirits and Alacrity. That's the safe thing to do, then he gets back to his team. So EHOME's still taking advantages, but Cole at least is not letting them take fights and then towers afterwards.
And they come now with the Blink Dagger pickup, so this next black hole could be a big one. Garter is ready to show off what he picked up in the jungle, and I think if EHOME go in with a nice smoke after the Roshan, they could probably find close to a wipe, and they might be able to get some disruption as well.
Yeah, it's all going to come down on that black hole. The people he needs to grab is ideally either keep the black hole on the opposite side of Ogre, that way he has to walk around to Fire Blast. They only have to worry about Lasso, they have to worry about Cold Snap from Invoker, and they have to worry about X and Torrent from Kunkka. So really I'd say the big two are Invoker plus Kunkka. If he can catch both of those two heroes in his black hole, they win the team fight guaranteed.
I mean, right now they're chilling up in the top lane, but EHOME taking the opportunity to easily go in for the tier 2. Batrider gonna get stunned up at the Carapace, just burned down. Monkeys Forever starting to look a little weak there, and unfortunately, being so alone, he's got no one to bail him out in a sticky situation.
Yeah, he was hoping to be in a position where he could do an initiation that allows Cole to show up, but Nyx was completely prepped for that one. Torrent on old chicken delay things. If they can defend the tier 2.
Oh, I mean, they TP'd out Kunkka. It's going to be just Ogre and Invoker versus the world, and they're bringing in enough dire.
Great double stun.
Oh, there we go. The Impale doing a lot of work. Swindle's now the focus. He's going to get rid of Bloodlust, but he's just going to be grabbed up, focused down, and they are going to be able to go to Malefice. Means Cancel will not be able to complete his TP. He's just low mana and completely out of life. Complexity rapidly falling behind. 7-20 is the kill score, and EHOME show no signs of decelerating here.
Yeah, they needed to retreat a good 5 seconds earlier than that, and the fact that they lost a hero on the mid lane while they're split pushing, and then they also get caught while they're split pushing, that's game losing. And you either need to split push more effectively and not get caught, or you just shouldn't split push at all.
I mean, we saw up there, as soon as things started to get rough, Kunkka immediately TPs, and Ogre and Invoker, I guess, try to push their luck, but they now had less backup, and knowing that more EHOME heroes are going to come in as a result of that.
It's entirely possible that Kunkka wanted to TP back to base so that he could do potential boat torrent combo to stop an actual Rax attempt. But his allies just didn't go with him, and they get punished big time. They pick up a gem, though. This is one way to get some map control. Some great wards that EHOME has placed that they'll be able to easily kill once they do have the gem. And he gives it to Batrider, actually. That's really what's costing them. It's about Nyx finding Batrider before Batrider is about to initiate. That was supposed to be a Cole advantage, but it didn't turn into that. Oh, they're going to grab Nyx. This is really good.
Yeah, if they can find him, though, he's going to get X'd up. Will be brought back in. He's going to be slowed down. Can they still catch up? There's the black hole connecting on two. It's exactly what they need here. And, oh, gosh, they've got the Impale to follow back up. Old 11 coming in, the Mana Burn. Mu just ticking down to the buggies, and Armlet can't save him now. And Garter, he's getting low. Will end up falling, but still worthwhile after a great black hole. They're looking for Monkeys Forever now. The Desolator on the Weaver just laying into him. He's got that Firefly, so the map pathing is great, but Weaver, or Rubik as well, just slapping on that broomstick, is able to cross the gap, and there's a Gem of True Sight on the deck right after Complexity pick it up.
Amazing initiation, but they just messed it up. Again, for the third time that I've seen, Z-Freak has whipped his Torrent combo, and it lost some Sunstrike damage. That 100% should have been a dead Nyx Assassin, and it wasn't. Cole needed that kill, 100%.
Oh, it's looking real tough here. Your lifesteal is going to be back up in just a couple of seconds, but Weaver showing no signs of slowing down. And again, there's Rubik, just really having a fun time with that stolen Firefly.
Sunstrike combo, they're going to go in.
No.
Could be a big kill if they kill him.
Old Chicken's burning. The
Oh,
Timber Sock, or Timber Chain not connecting, but no one's going to be going in for the chase. There's still going to be a gem on the deck. No one's going to be picking that up. Yeah, the boat
They grabbed the gem.
coming in. They're looking
got it.
for it. They got it. And now Old 11 is going to be munched up. Do they have the vision to keep them locked down? That next assassin would be a great little kill. They've got the Lincolns. They do get the kill. The gem is now back into no man's land. We're going to see Weaver running away. Sylar used to be able to escape. Old Chicken going back in. Will get lassoed in and will get killed off. Now Z3 looking for it. They've got the X. They've got that torrent combo. It looks like they will be able to lock him down at least a little bit. And they've got him on fire here. They're going to pop the Aegis. Can they keep him focused down for his second life? Cancel, thinking about what he can do. He's pretty low mana here. They get off the nice little stun there. Nice work, Ogre. And they do have the torrent to follow in as well. So Sylar is going to be cold snapped up, and they get the kill. But the rest of EHOME are coming back in. They don't want to let this go unpunished. Monkeys is so low. One more hit will end up killing him, but he is able to blink back to safety. Swindles, though, not going to be so lucky. Lanham will end up finishing him off, and like you mentioned, Gem on the deck, picked up by the Rubik now.
There was a lot of crazy stuff that went on in that fight. It was great for Cole, but they did get punished at the end. EHOME there just in time to clean up the very low cores. They got Lifestealer, they got Invoker, and they got the gemmed Ogre. Huge pickups. It looked so amazing for Cole, but right at the end there, picking up some crucial ones that made it a fairly even team fight.
Yeah, we're still so early on in the game. That fight happened around 22 minutes, that the respawn timers are just low enough that all the cores can get themselves back in and immediately punish.
And you know what is actually super significant about how that fight went? If they had taken the tier 1 mid, EHOME would have been delayed and on all of their respawns by a good 10-15 seconds, and that absolutely would have meant Cole gets Weaver both times and gets home back to base without losing anybody and keeping the gem. Just a massive advantage they lost there.
No, nonetheless, Cole still had at least a bit of an even-ish fight. I mean, it's not everything they wanted, but they're keeping EHOME in check. EHOME aren't completely running away with this.
They aren't, but they're definitely looking good from net worth aspect. At least Lifestealer finally has his armlet. He's working towards his Deso, getting a little close, and they definitely have great lockdown for Weaver. That's pretty clear if his allies aren't in the area. So keep pushing lanes, don't let your opponents go high ground. And if you do, you gotta win a good team fight. Dwindles out of position, here's the come next.
He's really out of position, just super far forward. You see, even his brother not going to come bail him out of that one.
That one's not going to be worth it. That
See,
was...
Freak, he's letting him learn from his mistakes.
I don't know if he was just expecting his opponents not to be there or what, but that was a pretty big feed, I dare say. He's also having some mana problems with the mana drain from Nyx, so I kind of like the mech on the Ogre. I actually do like it quite a bit. Timber's pretty AoE base. Generally, Weaver does all physical. Giving him some armor and some heal for his team can be huge.
Alright, Rubik has just been playing out of his mind. It's something you expect from old Lanham, but the steals have been great. He's now sitting on a gem as well that was taken from the Batrider. Hot potato back and forth a little bit, but it does end up in the hands of EHOME.
Yeah,
Moo?
Who actually is just dead.
Is there enough damage? He's got the... it's gonna be close.
That was really scary. But you can armlet toggle while you're TPing, so that kind of guaranteed his survivability. But it looked real
yeah,
bad at the start.
If there is one more Geminate coming out of the Weaver, that would have been a dead life stealer.
Yeah, he actually got a proc right at the end. It was definitely scary looking. Once he turned on the armlet though, the bonus armor makes a huge difference.
Is Cancel in trouble here? Is Old 11 going to try something?
I mean, Enigma's not rotating, so I'm guessing that's not the case. He's moving over now though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Cancel again, just getting a little bit greedy, trying to make some space, but
yeah, they don't want to bother.
With the Eidolon Wad coming in, Cancel kind of knows what's up.
They're too scared.
Complexity though, no, they're trying to initiate on this. They're trying to force it out. Old 11 is going to be going into character to buy some time. Monkeys Forever coming in. The Infest Bomb dropping down. They will get the next assassin, but the Black Hole onto 4. Is there going to be a follow-up here? They get the 4. It looks like Metal Kill on Garter.
We got boat on everyone.
Oh man, this is looking good. The Rum's starting to take effect, and they are able to get the stun off on the Weaver, but the lift up onto the Ogre might be able to turn this fight around. Z-Freak still running around trying to do what he can. He's got full mana. Oh, but Cancel, his health is getting low. Can they focus down the Invoker in time? They are able to do so. Another torrent coming in will secure a kill. And now it's just going to turn into a bloodbath. Old Chicken torrented up once again out of the chakra. No one should be going in to find him.
No,
There's X. The stolen X on Monkeys.
Oh no, his enemy.
Oh man, Old Lanham just styling here, and now it looks like Z-Freak and Monkeys are trying to run away, but once again the stolen X is going to be keeping the Batrider in check. I don't think Monkeys gets out of this one, but still, Complexity actually had a decent start to that fight.
Yeah, it's going quite well, I dare say.
For a 4-man black hole, they turned that around with one hell of a boat.
Yeah, the boat was massive in that fight. It's just the way that it started, it guaranteed the kill on the Enigma, I believe, and gave everybody delayed damage taking. I think that's why things got so one-sided right at the end, really. And the great stolen X making the fight awfully confusing, but really limited Cold's mobility advantage over EHOME.
Yeah, you can tell it apart. Z-Freak has that cosmetic for the X.
Oh, okay.
His X's are blue, Rubik's are red.
That actually helps so much.
Thanks, Serge.
Unless you're colorblind.
I'm really glad I could help. Alright. So it looks like we're going to go back to farming here. EHOME, again, lots of discipline on them, waiting for the Reaver to respawn before they're going to go in for anything else here.
Yeah, that's truly what they need. The net worth of Weaver is not getting out of control either. And again, this is definitely the issue with the hero. He's not an anti-mage. With his KDA, if he was AM, he would have much higher net worth, very comparable to the previous game. So I'm a little worried as Weaver gets later and later here, but he's not going to be able to do
Oh, this is the dual Scepter trying to go onto Z-Freak with the body blocks, trying to get him down. They're just cornering him in, but the Force up onto the high ground. Z-Freak able to style and TP.
Yeah, the Force Staff's really useful this game, and I also actually really like his Tranquil Boot pickup, just because he's against physical damage. Tranquils help offset that damage output by a lot, more so than Arcanes would. Looks like Weaver is going to be going for a very likely BKB next, just because the Lincolns has not done enough. That's been clear. Helps, but it doesn't do enough. Once he gets BKB, at least he doesn't have to worry about getting chain disabled. But by buying BKB, now he's got less damage. He's got a defensive Lincolns, he's got a defensive BKB on the way. And Deso is great, but at some point, Lifestealer is going to do more damage. Once he picks up something like an AC, or maybe even like a Basher, or a Plate Mail into a Basher, that could change a lot of this game.
Yeah, Lifestealer really is climbing the ranks. He's moved up 2 spots in terms of net worth. Now, got another infest bomb coming in. Nice lasso. It looks like Timbersaw goes into the defensive mules. May still end up dropping there. Gonna get munched up. The boat coming in as well. Will connect on the Weaver here. That rum is gonna start to go good, and Moo, he's gonna get lifted. Old Lanham looking for some steals there. Will end up grabbing the raid. Oh, can they though? It's easier said than done. And the black hole will finish him off. There's gonna be that Yules on Enigma, but Garter still gets what he wanted. And there's the mech as well to keep the rest of EHOME safe as they continue to fight Swindles. Starting to get focused down by Sylar, who's still moving in. Great torrent from the Kunkka, but is it gonna be enough to really finish this off? The Sunstrike coming in off the mark. Garter with the juke will live, and now it looks like Z-Freak in some serious trouble as well. So unfortunately, Lifestealer and Kunkka end up going down for just mix.
Did not see Z-Freak go back in there. I'm a little surprised on that one. Maybe getting some nerves on him, but Cancel instantly going to try to split push, but look at this. Old Chicken is also ready to do the same. This could be so bad for him.
Well, he's going to blink and TP. He appropriately cautious after that last fight.
Okay, and that gives him just about Ags, about 80 gold away. A really big pickup. Still some miscommunication issues, though. They missed the Sunstrike. Swindles did not stun the Timbersaw when he needed to, so he got the Yules up and made the fight a little bit harder. Didn't matter in that engagement, but the closer and closer this gets, small mistakes like that can change everything.
Yeah, Weaver still working towards that BKB. Should be picking up the Mithril Hammer relatively soon.
But I think Nyx actually hasn't lost that much. He's still getting more items. Yes, he's at 2k gold. I genuinely think AC is the pickup here. There's a lot of pure damage coming out of EHOME from the Enigma and the Timbersaw, but once he grabs AC, at least the Weaver himself is going to be able to very quickly burst him down. And then he can play around things like Armlet Hoggling and Lifesteal and Infest, and I think the Lifestealer is going to become more useful.
Scan from EHOME. They're very keen on what's going down. There is a Lifestealer bomb available. Tornado into the pit, though, and catches up onto 2. This is a great fight if they can get it with EMP as well. There's going to be Enigma trying to go in, but Black Hole not available. There's expensive fuels from the Timbersaw. Sylar still doing chip damage on the back. Moo, he's trying to run away with his life. The rage is going to be ending, though, and he will end up going down. That's going to be the first major casualty here. Swindle's running away, but again, Old Lanham with the stolen Firefly. Going to look for more. Will end up finding Ogre's stun, so they can keep him locked down. Swindle stops the Bloodlust. And I don't think they're going to find him here. A little bit of mispassing.
Cole so close to getting there in time. All they needed to do was get a force on Batrider to get him.
Oh man, Old Lanham is such an expert on just stealing your spells and killing you with them. That's gotta suck.
I think Swindles really should have just TP'd there, found a tree and TP'd home. He had one on his inventory. An extra death there is costly because Bloodlust on towers could do a lot slowing things down. Cole keep making major mistakes like these engagements that put them on the back foot even after they win a great team fight. They can't let this happen anymore because they're getting close to losing a rack. It may happen here.
Yeah, it seems like EHOME, they're still fighting fit. They're going to have a black hole up fairly shortly, and that's going to be their next big point of engage.
They didn't want to waste it there just to get a kill. Actually, it's not too bad. EMP doing some good work. Good Yules here by Timbersaw. Full snap, they could go on this maybe. Great Yules.
Oh, Sylar popping up the Lincolns, but trying to save up his buddy. And look at that, the Carapace, they're just popping down monkeys.
There's the gen. Okay, you get this. Monkey's making big mistakes in his initiation. He has to go instantly or not go at all, because EHOME is always going to punish those kinds of mistakes.
Yeah, and EHOME are definitely keen on this. They've now had 3 games to read Monkey's Batrider in this specific situation, and it's not like he's holding back huge secrets. It's pretty much the same play style every time.
First stun, second stun, follow-up Sunstrike as well. He's low, they got him.
They've got the Aegis burned down, but can they keep him locked? I don't really know if they've got enough damage to go back in on this. There's going to be an X on the Timbersaw. Maybe trying to follow up a little bit. Spraying out Ignite here in the creep wave out. The tornado does hit on the Weaver, but there's going to be an aggressive movement in from Old Chicken.
They got the mana drain. They also don't. Oh, they have a sentry down. They're going to lose the Barrack, I think, but this is pretty good considering the fact that Bat Rider's been dead this whole time. They burned the Aegis. They're still trying to defend it. They popped the Glyph. They've got 10 more seconds till he's back.
And with the Son of the Nyx, there is a nice Meepo to follow up, and Deafening Blast going to be dodged out by a blink away.
Weaver in trouble. Oh, he's going to Black Hole.
Oh, he's got a couple
He's got
there.
one.
Just got the Ogre. Unfortunately, Swindle will end up dying. Z-Freak walking into the boat. Might be pretty
Doing
good.
a lot.
Is he going to be able to do enough, though? There's going to be a Blasto on the backline. So they're going to be dragging up the Nyx Assassin, but if Old 11's the only casualty here for a full lane of Rack, that's still good.
Alright, they do clean up the rest of the fight. Great Delta split as soon as the Enigma blinked in, that's for sure. Saved Cole, any more deaths. It's looking not terrible. The net worth makes this look awful, but their team fight has looked pretty solid. This is one of the closest team fight games I've seen compared to net worth.
Yeah.
And that's been the case for really all 3 games, except for maybe the first one. But Cole's been doing their best. They're getting really close to winning these fights.
I mean, the net worth is really heavily in favor of EHOME. The kill score as well. What's the turnaround potential here in terms of percentage, you think?
I think there's a real chance that Cole can win this game. I'd say at least 30%. It's only 1 Rax. And that's a massive amount, considering what the gold disadvantage is. I mean, EHOME hasn't been able to land big black holes. To be honest, Spike's Carapace has done way more in terms of teamfight disable than Black Hole has this game.
Yeah, the Nyx has been playing phenomenally, but again, he's just a Nyx. He's going to lose a little bit of relevance as the game goes ultra late.
Usually, yes. It depends on BKBs, really. If Bat Rider's able to grab a BKB, then everything changes again. He's got an Ogre Club. He's got 1,600 gold. He's a mere 1,400 away from finishing BKB, and then he doesn't have to worry about Carapace. All he has to worry about is potential Lincoln Spheres blocking his lasso. They've got to start the fight off on the right foot, and their targets are ideally Weaver or Enigma or Nyx Assassin. If they pick them off at the start, that's massive team fight. That's just out of the game. And should allow them to chase and get a kill.
Rubik with the ultimate orb. What's he going for here?
It's going to be a Lincoln's or a Hex. I think... God, I don't know. I think it could very easily be both. Lincoln's just because they already have a Lincoln's and a Stop Lasso. If he gets Hex, though, he can then choose to initiate, not have to rely on his Enigma or his Nyx Assassin. So
Yeah, it does feel like EHOME are lacking initiation, though. Even just the Nyx walking in, Vendetta going in for the Impale has been doing a phenomenal job getting the fight started.
But the issue now is that you're into the gem games, basically. There's a gem on Cole now, so those kind of initiations don't work as well. And he can obviously do blink stuns and stuff like that, but it's just iffy. Whereas if you have a blink dagger already, it is going to be a Hex.
Ooh.
If you have a blink already, you blink Hex. Instantly somebody's disabled. And it guarantees him mana regen, which is not bad at all considering that he can steal a lot of spells. And it's a 25-second cooldown. Great against Lifestealer, great against Invoker, great against a lot of heroes that have been hard to kill.
It's like EHOME wasting no more time. They're going to have Slark clean up the lane, but the rest of the crew just walking in, and they can take a really nice fight here. Are they able to find Z-Freak up top? They are going to be going in. They got that Yule, the Impale to follow up. They're burning up his mana, and they bring in 2 Chakrams. He's lifted once again, and just destroyed there. He's dead for 55 seconds. No buyback now. You've got Cancel and Moo. They're up here trying to get the push done, but, I mean, the creep wave is going to stop. It seems like your best bet is just take this wave, TP back, and try to defend against your mid-towers, which are melting down.
Yeah, they really need to not lose a hero there, especially on Kunkka. He has no buyback, so even stuck that on tough. Monkeys can't die here.
I don't think he has much of a choice, Purge. He's going to be picked off, and he does have buyback if he wants to get back into this, but the tier 3 is already falling, and Garter gets his black hole off cooldown now, so he is ready to go for the big team fight spells if possible.
Gonna try to slow things down a little bit. Nuking some creeps.
Cancel's still up top.
Yeah, I mean, they're not ready to engage just yet. They're not going to be able to fight at least until the Kunkka's up, so instead he's going to spend some time hitting the tower. That's another way you can maybe get your opponents to return. They actually split way too early there on the Dire side, and they do force them back. The split push has been effective.
Alright, so unfortunately losing the Kunkka, but I'm surprised that EHOME were able to back so quickly. I thought for sure they were going to go in for more structures.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to, I think, but considering what position they are in this game, especially because if you lose this, you're going to lose a bracket. This is so bad for Cancel.
I think it's fine.
He was really fast there with that. Did he have it queued up already? I didn't see, but great reaction time. He's going to be able to get out, no problem.
Dire scans for him, but he's able to juke and drive just around that radius.
I'm surprised they even bothered to scan that. They weren't even pursuing to see if they wanted to kill him. That was bizarre, but The net worths are still looking terrible. There's a butterfly up on the Weaver as well, so right clicks from Moo are going to be way less effective. That's going to be scary.
Another smoke gang from EHOME. They are really keeping Complexity on their toes.
There's an Arcane Rune on the Enigma as well, so if you can get BKB Black Hole off in the next 5 seconds, he's going to be real happy. So close to Ags, actually. There is going to be a fight here. They see the Observer Ward, but they prefer to walk past, but it's actually 2 ships passing. Z-Freak messing up. I think he used his Ghost Scepter just now. Yeah, he did. No big issue, though. He doesn't get caught.
The Complexity wrapping around to some Dire Turf. EHOME, they're like, alright, no one's here. You guys just want to go clear out the jungle?
Maybe a slight mistake from Cole there. EHOME, a lot of Dire Turf. If they can get this kill, it's huge.
It is absolutely enormous here. Yule's up from Old Chicken trying to buy himself some time, but the Sunstrike will hit, and there's going to be a torrent as well. They've got the lockdown, the meatball to finish the job. And that's going to be a killing spree ended. Almost 700 gold going the way of Invoker.
He easily could have suicided there. That's not going to be the last one. The Swindle's dead. No, they're actually going to fight this.
Oh, they're definitely trying to go in here. Stuck's going to back in. They get the lasso up. Lightskiller Bomb comes out. Now they've got to focus on Slark here. There's going to be a blow coming in. The Black Hole, though, it's doing so much work. Swindle's getting low. There's another smoke coming in. Rubik trying to do what he can here. There's a Hex up, and they're trying to buy some time. Kardel looks like he's getting low, but still alive, still fighting. Meanwhile, Z-Freak just trying to get out. Will be able to TP before damage popped in.
They lost mid-barracks.
Oh, it's not looking good here. Cancel, getting everything stolen. Now Rubik has Ghost Walk, so he's going to be sneaky, and
the Urn.
Old Chicken.
Canceling his blink. He just needs to blink TP. He should be fine here.
He'll be able to get out, but he can't defend Rax now.
They also lost. Yeah, they lost barracks for that. It's not going to be worth it. Almost losing range as well. It looked so good, but then the Black Hole was generally mitigated by the fact that the boat buff landed on Cole's heroes, but the Lifestealer going down changed everything. They're starting to lack some disable options against Weaver. With Butterfly and BKB, once he pops his BKB, he basically just can't die. At least not until they get an MKB on Lifestealer or maybe even a Basher.
Yeah, the amount of damage Slark's doing here is pretty good, but you know, we're at the 38-minute mark. Is Weaver going to start to be a little less relevant here, or is he going to keep
I think he's okay now. He's gotten through this hard period where he has to put all of his money into defensive items. Butterfly, BKB, Lincolns. His next item is 100% damage, likely Daedalus. It could be a Orchid. It could be the Orchid upgrade as well, the Bloodthorn. I think he's fine. The person that's got to be worried about falling off is Lifestealer. He's still behind in damage items. He hasn't been able to be as important as he wants to be in fights.
And he's had 10 deaths this game.
Yeah. You know who hasn't had 10 deaths? Lan M. He's like 9-0 and 23 on support. His Hex was crucial in that last fight. It guaranteed that Cancel wasn't able to kill the Enigma. That guy's been playing out of his mind all game. Stole both.
Yeah, his steals have been fantastic. I mean, we know he's an accomplished Rubik player, but this is ridiculous. Now they're going in, they're trying to find the fight here. Monkey's a little bit out of position. He's got a Lifestealer inside, but that might turn into a 2-1 special for EHOME. And there is going to be a little Yule's coming back in. Moo, he's still alive, he's still fighting, but now Slark starts to lay in the damage, and that's just going to blast apart Moo. There's no buyback left on the Lifestealer. It's a Cancel forced to Ghost Walk to try to get out alive, but that means there's certainly no more defense coming in. Z-Freak left to fend for himself.
Needs to force TP or something.
And he's going to be TPing up, and Nick's able to easily go through. The Impale to break it, and that's going to be the Admiral down.
3 dead heroes, no buyback for them.
Oh, Sunstrike will finish off the Nyx!
Huge kill.
Gem on deck, Garter finishes that one up, but I mean...
That's a huge change actually, 3 versus 3, or 2 versus 3 now. It's an Ogre, but it gives them something, and that tower looks pretty big and intimidating, so I mean... That actually forces EHOME back.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
That Sunstrike changed a lot. Buys Cole some time. They're still in a bad spot by all means, but they're almost winning fights. The initiation, again, not successful. They had to get the BKB off on Batrider. It's still not there. That's the issue. Forced to buy back earlier in this game. Delays the BKB. If he had BKB, though, he jumps in, grabs somebody's lasso, and immediately Moo pops out and they take a fight. But they just haven't hit that timing. A couple deaths here and there have really affected Cole's ability to win fights.
Really nice discipline here from EHOME. Not feeling like they're totally safe in the pit. Tornado coming in from the Invoker just to check on it, but oh, we actually could have some Eidolon deaths here as Swindle's is scouting out that this Roshan really has been aggroed. It's such a juicy target to go on, but that's such a big thing for Complexity to commit to, and EHOME are so close to taking that final win.
They've got a tier 2 as well, so they can get all of their heroes here almost instantly. whereas Cole's a lot more limited, but they have a Radiant Ward on the area. They spot all of their opponents. This could give them initiation if they really want to.
They start to go in. He's going to get lifted up here. Can they actually lock him down? He's got the Life Stealer inside. Meanwhile, just Cancel split up from the rest of his team. Oh, there we go. Very nice blast coming in. They are the lasso of the Enigma. Can they get him down? They will be able to do so. Now they're focusing on Pudge. He will be dead. He tries to Yule's up, but it looks like his corpse is going to be hitting the deck, and now they're going in for more. Unfortunately, Weaver going to be able to get the kill onto the Invoker, who does immediately buy back. Now Moo, running for his life, going to get slowed up. Can he rage out of this? He's lifted up, though. Oh, the damage is too much. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to infest here. The easily swallowed up. Oh, no, Moo. He tried, man. You gotta give him points for that. Meanwhile, Cancel actually sneaks into the Roach Pit. Is he gonna be able to do this quick enough? It looks like EHOME are keen on this. Garter comes in, but nice blink out. Z-Freak trying to move around, trying to keep everyone on their toes. There is no Ghost Whip, so it's not like he's gonna be able to contest this. He actually forces himself into the pit for the steal, but will not be successful in doing so.
It's a good attempt from him, but it's a little difficult with only 4 step. You don't get to precisely target yourself, and great reactions from EHOME. Every single tricky thing that Cole tries to throw at them, they're always reacting rapidly. LAN making a big impact again that game. The Blink Hex to shut down the Invoker kill changed everything. It looks so good for Cole to start, removing Enigma from the fight, but again, we're having trouble seeing a Batrider impact. The BKB is just too delayed.
You've still got your Life Stealer dead for 20 seconds. Z-Freak down for another 30, and these towers are starting to take some serious damage. Can Complexity defend right now?
They're going to try, that's for sure. Cancel. Got good skills, at least. There's a big definitely blast. He needed that last fight, that's for sure.
We were able to time-lapse off, so not feeling the pressure. Just going to go back to full health, full mana, wait for the disarm to end, and right back to sieging.
He's down there on level 11, he's going to initiate. Oh, misses Cancel though. This could be... No, they don't have to fuck up. Oh, they grabbed the lasso!
They do grab the lasso here. It's just a Nyx, and it's going to take the attention of 3 complex
What a
heroes. They are able to get it down. There's the ding-ding. The racks, though, it's chipping low. Sylar is still working on it. Cancel moving forward, but it's like EHOME. They just want to get out without any more loss.
They fought back, but they just stole a gem from the Nyx Assassin. That was a huge kill. Means all of Nyx kills are less difficult. They've got Batrider BKB, but he doesn't have his ult anymore.
Enigma now has the black hole. Lanham actually blinks forward. Nice lift onto Swindles. Can they lock him down? The damage is enough. Sylar comes to collect that kill. There's a black hole onto 2 heroes. Moo cautiously walking around the edge, looking for the kill onto old 11 if he can find it. Meanwhile, boat coming back in. It's going to be stolen. Moo, he's just way too far out here. Hides into the creep wave, but should be found out pretty soon. Meanwhile, there's going to be Swindles trying to juke and jive and take the attention of the rest of EHOME. They will get down Monkeys forever. Z-Freak goes sceptered up, running around. There is going to be a torrent. It does catch out onto the Timber Saw, but it's not looking too likely that everyone's going to surprise. Oh my gosh, Sylar, he's still fighting down to his last breath. He's alive. The GG comes out. Complexity dropping down to the lower bracket. They get one more chance to fight for their lives in this tournament.
They made it so close despite being behind in this game, but this game certainly was a step back from the second game, that's for sure. They did really well at the start, but it just didn't quite clinch it there. Great plays from them, but man, EHOME truly played amazing. LAN, I don't even think he ever died that entire game. When's the last time we've seen a Rubik do that? And it wasn't even